fight.
The more you talk, the harder I want to hit you.
Sonic, the Blue Hedgehog, is back in action for a third time. Along with speedsters like Knuckles and Tails, Sonic takes on his strongest enemy yet. But how does this fiery clash build up to the end? ScreenRant breaks down the ending of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The third Sonic movie is a cut above the rest because it has some genuinely empathetic villains. Shadow might come off as a textbook villain, but later in the film, Sonic discovers that the military tested on him after he crashed in a meteor headed to Earth. With Maria Robotnik as his only friend, Shadow found some hope in humanity until it all shattered with her accidental death. Maria's grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, vows revenge by teaming up with Shadow. While Robotnik is blinded by his own power, he plans on destroying Earth and everyone in it with a series of destructive lasers from his spaceship. Shadow seems to be involved in the plan until he has a change of heart. This is where Sonic steps in. Throughout the previous two movies, Sonic has stopped enemies with his lightning-fast speed, but in the third movie, he meets his match with Shadow. In the end, he doesn't defeat Shadow with his speed, but his kindness. Angered by Shadow's increasing powers, Sonic is driven to immense levels of rage and resentment. But when he ends up hurting his human friend Tom Wachowski, that's when it hits Sonic that he can't turn into a villain like Shadow. Sonic's self-reflection allows him to reason with Shadow as the blue blur convinces Shadow that his late friend Maria wouldn't have desired revenge for the end of humanity. Tapping into Shadow's emotional side, Sonic saves the day with good judgment instead of action. As for Shadow, the Hedgehog sacrifices himself by deflecting the lasers away from Earth. With Sonic and his friends saving the day, they have a friendly race that builds up to a major mid-credit scene. After easily outrunning his opponents, Sonic encounters a mechanical doppelganger of himself who fires lasers at him. By now, video game audiences would have guessed that this robot is Metal Sonic, but this cameo isn't all, as the speedster Amy Rose also appears to save Sonic from Metal Sonic and his robotic army. As for Shadow's fate, a final post-credit scene also reveals that he's still alive. Still holding on to a fiery crater headed to Earth, Shadow's journey of redemption is complete. Even though we just see his rocket boots in hand, it's clear that Shadow has given up his villainous ways. The ending of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 added an emotional edge to the film franchise, steering away from Sonic's goofy antics and over-the-top humor. Shadow makes for a compelling villain and later transforms into an equally compelling anti-hero. Shadow's fate and the introduction of characters like Amy Rose leave a lot more to be desired in potential sequels. Thanks for watching ScreenRant, and stay tuned for more Sonic updates.